It is April 12th. It is day 83 of the Trump presidency, and I'm so sorry I forgot to tell you guys I wasn't going to be here yesterday. My best friend is in town from New York, and it's a busy weekend. I'm actually leaving very soon, so hopefully I can get this uploaded before I have to go. In any case, there's a few things we need to cover. First and foremost, and probably the biggest story from the last 2 days, is that all 9 Supreme Court judges ruled that, oh God, what is his name? Okay, his last name is Garcia. Damn it. Okay, we'll just call him Mr. Garcia. The Maryland father who was deported to the prison in El Salvador accidentally. They ruled that he must be returned. Okay, so that's a really big deal, and I'm really, really happy about it. And the fact that all 9 judges ruled this is also a really big deal because it's putting the Trump administration in a peculiar position where they either have to comply because Trump literally publicly said he would, and perhaps he wasn't expecting this, or it's going to cause a pretty big crisis. So far, the Trump administration appears to be trying to kick the can down the road. They asked for an extension. They were denied. They're not directly answering the questions. The judge that was originally working on this case was asking them things like, where is this person? We need status updates daily on how he's doing and where he is, and they will not release any of that information. Okay, so the result of that is that it's sparking a lot of rumors. There's people all over TikTok saying that he's dead, which is plausible. I mean, I think it's totally possible. You know, there's a lot of rumors that the Trump administration is paying this prison in El Salvador. I don't actually know if they're founded or not. But people are calling it human trafficking. It's a big deal. And I think this week we'll find out like if they actually take actions to bring him back or not, because they keep saying that they can't, which is unusual. And the lawyers on the Trump teams keep saying like really strange things like, this is all we're permitted to say, and just, I don't know. And again, that's fueling those rumors that he died, which is completely possible. Okay. This is a whole other huge ordeal. There was a senior executive at the Social Security Administration that was dragged away from their desk this week because DOGE was in there. I'm sure you've heard about this as well. DOGE has this like giant scheme to mark migrants as dead, to block them from accessing credit cards, bank accounts, literally anything. It makes it impossible for them to function in this country. So they're trying to get them to self-deport. They're going to just keep turning up the heat until it's impossible for people to stay here. They were able to successfully do that to 6,000 people. They've marked them as dead. So this man, his name is Greg Pierre, I don't know. It's Pearre. He obviously didn't agree with this, didn't want to let them do this, and so they physically dragged him away from his desk. So now they are assaulting people. Actually, I don't think that's the first person they've assaulted. I feel like I've heard stories like that before. Steve Witkoff and the Trump administration have started their negotiations with Iran. They have Oman almost like acting like a mediator, and they're saying that it went like reasonably well so far, that it was it didn't like escalate into any like arguing, and there's more talks coming up this week. I know that they met today, which is Saturday. So, you know, again, I think that it's in the Trump administration's favor if they can actually cut a deal with Iran and keep this from escalating. But some people are saying that they've already that the Trump administration has already sent troops over there. I would, if you want try to find insider information about that, I would head back to TikTok and look for military people who know what they're talking about. I'm kind of just in a space where I am waiting to see what happens with just about everything before I react to it. You know, I think we are almost certain to get into at least 1 or 2 wars during this administration, simply because he's starting wars with like 7 different countries currently. We have lost all of our friends and we're in dire straits. This is really fucked. A U.S. immigration judge has ruled that Palestinian activist Mahmoud Khalil can be deported, okay? This isn't necessarily the final say in this, although I don't know what that means because the articles that I've read about it don't explicitly spell that out. I don't know if they mean this is probably or likely going to go to the Supreme Court, but as of right now, Judge Jamie Comins, basically what she said was she can't overrule Marco Rubio. She doesn't have the authority to do that. And what Marco Rubio is saying about this situation, he cited the 1952 Immigration and Nationality Act, saying that Khalil could harm American foreign policy. Gotcha. So maybe more to come on this. I know that Khalil's legal representation is arguing that his First Amendment rights have been violated. Duh. They are obviously taking a really hardline stance on anyone who supports Palestine, period. And it's meant to send a message that, like, you can't do that here. And I think that's really, really clear. In any case, okay. So Trump had his physical yesterday. He was there for 5 hours. They said that they didn't put him under, which I feel like is a weird thing to say because, like, I don't know, what do they mean? Like, a colorectal exam? Like, why would they be putting him under? Do people typically get put under during their physical? But 5 hours is a really long time. He also had a cognitive test. This is what Trump said about it. They haven't released the details. And I obviously don't believe a word out of his mouth, but he said that he got every answer of his cognitive test right. And then he said he has a good heart okay. Sorry, I'm trying to get the order of this right. He said he has a good heart and a good soul. And then he reiterated and said, a very good soul. They were not testing his soul. They were not. Anyways, he's absolutely batshit insane. And yeah. I don't believe a word of it. Whatever. We're never going to find out, and it doesn't matter. Just so you know, The Simpsons predicted that today is the day he dies. I don't even actually know. That's just all over the place. I don't know if that's true or not. But there's all these clips about it all over TikTok, and I've been seeing them for quite some time now, actually. Okay. A judge has ruled that ICE can now go in and apprehend people in church. This judge is named Dabney Friedrich, who was appointed by Trump during his first term. Yeah, I mean, again, this country is looking more and more like 1920s Germany. It's freaky to be here. It's absolutely wild to watch our rights being eroded away in front of our very faces. And all the people that are like in such extreme denial. Although I will say, every day that passes, there are more and more Trump supporters making videos on TikTok, like trying to get President Trump's attention, saying like, hey, I voted for you and this is affecting my business. And then, like, obviously the comments are like, cool, you got what you voted for. But I think that there is, I think that it's starting to hit larger and larger groups of people. So we'll see what happens. However, computers and smartphones, and this is like the goalpost is moving so fast. It's moving faster than the speed of light. Okay. There's nothing about these tariffs that are set in stone in any way. Like anything could happen any day. Okay. Because now apparently computers and smartphones are exempt from the tariffs. Here's another hilarious thing that's happening that I'm absolutely obsessed with. Businesses in China that make luxury items like purses for Louis Vuitton, etc., are going on and flat out telling people, like, all your shit is made here. We literally ship to X, Y, and Z companies. They just sew the labels on. Do you know how much we sell these purses for? $20. And it's honestly one of the funniest fucking things I've ever seen. I think it's amazing that they're doing that. I think it's hilarious. I think, like, this is the part that I'm a little bit, like, salivating over in terms of what's happening, is that I think it's going to burst the American consumerism bubble. And that is good. That is good. We're polluting the planet with this stupid fucking rat race of who has the stupidest bullshit. I mean, just like the most expensive fucking purses and watches and all this shit that we don't even fucking need. And I think that could have a very positive effect. So I do think that having China, they like made it legal to replicate stuff or something to do with copyright for products and things. China did something that's like really petty and huge in regards to this, because again, they make all of our stuff. Like 80 to 90% of everything that the United States buys from any company that claims to be American, it's all made overseas, dude. All of it. And I do think it's insane to think that Americans are going to go sit in a room and make purses. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not coming back. Like, manufacturing is not coming back to the United States, period. Maybe if we get cut off, like, in the most harsh manner possible, maybe, like, small, I don't even know what would happen. I feel like there would be, like, a period of time where people would try to cross the borders into like Canada and stuff to buy this stuff. There would be maybe a period of time when like smaller artisans would start making things again. That would be amazing. But I don't foresee mass manufacturing. Like, I don't foresee like giant clothing plants coming back. Maybe what would happen instead is what I'm saying, where we realize, like, do we need all this shit? How much shit do you really need? Do you even know you have? Do you even notice it's there? And your shit kind of ties you down in a way. Like, it takes up your time to take care of all this stuff. Anyways, I am very curious to see how this unfolds as it continues and the effects that it has on American citizens, our country, our psyche, the way we view ourselves relative to life and the future. I think it's going to have some profound unexpected by the Trump administration and unexpected in general effects on everyone. Okay, so we are now above 500 student visas that have been revoked. Again, the Trump administration is trying to send the strongest message possible that immigrants in any way, shape, or form, no matter what they're here for, even if they're here for the betterment of our country, are not welcome anymore, which is honestly only going to hurt us in the end. What made America strong and unique was this conglomeration of all different nationalities, nations, people from everywhere wanted to come here and to be a part of this, and they're not going to want that anymore. And we're having our midlife crisis as a country, and it's embarrassing, and other countries are not going to want to be a part of this. And yeah, it's gonna hurt our citizens, and it's gonna hurt the national debt. I wish I understood a little bit more about economics. I mean, I've been learning more and more, and I've been really interested in it in the last couple of years, but I don't understand enough about this to really explain it to you guys. All I can tell you is that all the experts that I'm hearing talking about what's happening as a result of the tariffs is saying that, like, because the US dollar is losing value, okay, other countries used to buy our debt. I'm assuming that they made a profit on like selling it back to us or selling it at some point for more. This is so complicated. That's why I'm like, I don't know if I can explain this to you. All I can tell you is that our debt is also losing value, and that is a huge warning sign to economics experts, and they are like sounding the alarm when they're looking at what's happening. So maybe go read a little bit about it. I don't know if you're going to understand it either. It's complicated, but I think, again, we'll wait and see where all of this settles out because we're very early in terms of the tariffs. But again and again, I'm hearing people say that even if this completely stopped right this second, there's no way back, is what people keep saying. That like we're going to experience kind of somewhat of a financial collapse one way or another now because of all of this, and that we can't undo what's been done. I think that there's like varying degrees of the word collapse, right? So we'll see how bad it gets. Okay. I think you'll remember this story. This is my last story for tonight. I think you'll remember this from a few weeks back. Do you remember me telling you that they were going to start administering lie detector tests to the Department of Homeland Security employees and FEMA employees? Well, they're doing it. They have escorted some people out and placed them on leave. And people that are there are speaking anonymously, saying that it's like a really scary, fearful atmosphere. I am thankful and grateful every single day for the job that I have, the life that I have. I cannot imagine being a government employee right now. Has to be so exhausting. Like every single day you wake up, you're probably freaked out and scared that you're going to lose your job or that your entire department is just going to be eliminated suddenly. I mean, I do not envy these people. Anyways, okay, I gotta go. I'm sorry for rushing through this, and I'll try to notify you guys before I'm going to be absent, but sometimes it just happens, and I didn't even have time to like jump on and do a quick one to tell you, but I'm fine, I promise. There's just lots of stuff going on socially, so I will be here tomorrow though, I promise. All right, love you guys, see you tomorrow.